She is a milkmaid. Let us call her Patty the milkmaid. You can put milk in a pail or bucket. There are three buckets in the picture. The story is The Milkmaid and the Pail by Aesop. Listen. Patty the milkmaid was going to market carrying her milk in a pail on her head. As she walked along, she began thinking about what she would do with the money she would get from the milk. I'll buy some hens from Farmer Brown, she thought, and they will lay eggs each morning. I will then sell the eggs to the preacher's wife with the money that I get from the sales of these eggs. I'll buy myself a new pretty dress with a matching hat. Then when I go to the market, everyone will see how beautiful I look. Polly Shaw will be so jealous, but I don't care. I will just look at her and toss my head like this. As she spoke, she tossed her head back. The pail fell off and all the milk spilled out. Patty had to go home and tell her mother what had happened. "Oh, my child," said Patty's mother. Let's talk about the elements of a story. The elements of the story are character, setting, theme, point of view, plot, tone, or mood. Let's talk about the character. Character is the person or animal involved in the story. Example, Patty is the character who is the milkmaid who planned what to do with the money she would get from selling the milk. Setting is the time and place when and where the story happened. Example, time is implied that it was morning. Place is on the way to the market where Patty would sell the milk. Theme is the topic used by the writer in writing his story. Example, daydreaming is the theme or topic used by Aesop in this story. Humility is implied by making Patty very proud of her looks after wearing her dreamed pretty dress and a hat. Point of view is the person telling the story or narrating it. Kinds of point of view. First person point of view is the use of I and my. Third person point of view is the use of names, she, he, it. Example, Aesop used third person point of view by naming Patty and mother. Plot is the sequence of events that happen in the story. Parts of a plot, initial, beginning, or introduction, rising event, conflict or problem, peak or climax, denouement, resolution or ending of the story. Types of a conflict or problem: man versus man. Example, lion against fox, John against Mark. 2. Man versus nature. Example, the fox fell into the well, John was caught with a storm at the sea. 3. Man versus himself. Example, Patty had to stop daydreaming while doing her errand. Types of ending or resolution: happy ending, and they lived happily ever after, just like the fairy tales you love to read. 2. Moral ending: a bad man at the beginning of the story becomes a good man at the end of the story. And tragedy: the hero or protagonist died at the end, or wasted, or did something that cannot be recovered anymore, just like what happened to Patty, who accidentally spilled the milk from the pail. Plot of this story: introduction, Patty the milkmaid was on her way to the market to sell the milk. Rising event, she planned for an investment of the money she'd get from it. Conflict, she daydreamed to become a head turner to whoever would see her, especially Polly Shaw. Peak or climax, she would be so pretty with the dress and a hat when she'd be in the market. Denouement, she would be very proud of herself that she would ignore Polly Shaw by tossing her head away from her. Resolution, she had to tell her mother that the milk was spilled from the pail and was not sold. Tone or mood is the kind of feeling or attitude or atmosphere that the author expressed in his story. Example, the atmosphere Aesop created in this story is humorous or funny. Moral or lesson: Aesop wanted his readers to learn to: first, stop counting the chicks if they are not yet hatched from the egg. So stop counting, especially if you are just planning. Also, humility is the mother of all virtues. You don't have to be very proud and boastful, especially if you are just planning. Those are the elements.